Hello everyone! Welcome back to the 2v2 Warhammer battle. This is going to be Bretonnia and the Dwarves versus the Empire and Bretonnia. So for this one I turned on Alliance coloring. I'm going to be yellow. The evil Bretonnians will be in the red. Because as we all know, red is an evil color and is looking out to try and kill us all. Look out when you see red on the walls and stuff. It's watching. So for my army here, we have a Bretonnian Lord, a front line that's kind of strong for Bretonnia here. We have 2 spearmen, 1 on each flank that have been upgraded a little bit so they can have a little additional holding power. We have 2 foot squires, and then in the middle we have the Holy Wardens, the Battle Pilgrim, Renown units. Then for the Cav, we have the Defenders of the Fleur-de-Lis, the Companions of Quinn, and then a Knight of the Realm. They are being supported by a Damsel of Life who has the Dwellers Below and a life spell, the heal spell I should say. Then over here we also have the Royal Pegasus Knights, and then 3 of the normal Bretonnian Peasants. For the Dwarf, we have a front line of Longbeards. Behind them we have 3 Thunderers, a Rune Lord Thane, Hammerers, which you don't see often, Miners with Blasting Charges, Iron Breakers, and then 2 Slayers, 1 here, and then 1 over here. Enemy Empire player has Sterling's Revenge off in the flank. They have additional 2 Reichsguard, 1 on each flank. 1 of these Silver Bullets being led by Karl Franz and a Jade Wizard that only has the heal spells, no Dwellers are below. Then we also have 2 Flagellants up here, 2 Great Swords behind, and a Steam Tank. That is their army. And then the evil Red Bretonnians are going to have 3 Battle Pilgrims, including the renowned one, 2 Fire Peasant Bowmen, being led by King Lewin Leon Kerr, a Paladin, and that's it for the leadership. They also have the Grail Relic to support the leadership, 2 of the Foot Squires, 2 Field Trebuchets, and then they also brought the Companions, the Quested Knights, and then the Knights of the Lion Hearted, which are going to be the renowned Knights of the Realm. Which, I mean, I'm kind of lukewarm on the Knights of the Realm. Renown unit. They're cool. Encouraging Aura is neat. Another source of magical damage is neat. But besides that, I think they're more of a situational one. So I am going to be forced to charge my opponents, and right now I'm thinking, like, do we need to do maybe a 2v1 here, because this person's kind of staying back a little bit, this person moved up a little bit, but looking at my allies' army, I'm like, I mean, they got a lot of tools here. The 3 Thunderers, I think, can do some decent damage, and so I'm just going to kind of let them do the thing. So I'm going to go over here, we're going to get all of our Cav over here. I was originally going to have the Defenders support the Peasant Bowmen in the front line, just doing charges where we need it, but I'm like, this is a very defensive-focused army here, so I'm like, I'll just put them on the aggression. So we have the Royal Pegasus Knights, my Lord, Damsel, and then all of my Knights coming over here. The enemy Empire player is actually going to send a Reichsguard over here to try to help their ally. Meanwhile, the Dwarf player is already in combat against the Empire. Their Thunderers are now exchanging fire with the Silver Bullets, and they are winning that because there are 3 of them. They are shielded against a non-shielded Silver Bullets. Reichsguard trying to find a way in here. They're going to be blocked, so I think they then decide to charge the Longbeards. Sterling's Revenge is going to come up here on the side, but they're going to get hit by some Ironbreaker blast charges. In the meantime, we're going to charge with the Companions over here. We're going to get double charged by these 2. So we're going to absorb the charge with 1 unit, and then we're going to charge in with the Defenders of the Fleur-de-Lis. And then we're also going to charge over here with the Knights of the Realm like that. Charging King Lewin Leon Kerr with our Air Force, including the Lord and the Royal Pegasus Knights, doing a Dwellers of Below spell here, hitting these Reichsguard, hitting some of the Pilgrims as well, doing a lot of damage with the Dweller spell. And then we're going to cast a heal on this blob here. My enemy does not have any healing because they did not take a caster. And now we're going to try and engage the front line with our Foot Squires here. We're going to hit them with the Battle Pilgrims and then go hit Foot Squires and then hit the Field Trebuchet. Meanwhile, over here, against a much depleted Reichsguard who was hit with the Dwellers and a few rounds of Peasant Bowman fire, they're not going to have enough to really support this fight for their ally. We are going to focus down King Lewin Leon Kerr. We're going to pull out the Knights of the Realm and do another rear charge, I believe. Meanwhile, over here, my allies sandwiched in one of the Reichsguard, the one who charged in the Longbeards. Some Slayers came in behind them and did a sandwich. Karl Franz then landed on the Longbeards and is getting focused down by the Thunderers. These guys got focused down by just the blasting charges of the Ironbreakers. And then the main battle line of the Empire is just not really that strong, so they really needed their key units here, the Silver Bullets and Sterling's Revenge, to do something, including the Reichsguard. But you can see Karl Franz is now dead. The Flagellants cannot break through all these Longbeards, and they have only 1 Greatsword unit left over here and 1 over here. So they are doing their best, but they are being overwhelmed by the Dwarf armor and the guns. The Dwarves brought the guns. Meanwhile, over here, the Reichsguard, even with the help of the Paladin, is not going to be enough to assist or to win a battle where I have clumped up Cav and I got 2 heal spells off on them. So with that, because I had a Royal Pegasus Knight, because I sniped King Lewin really quickly, and he did not get to do too much damage to me in return, we won the Cav engagement, and at the same time we were also winning the infantry engagement because we did just some flank jobs over here. We did a rear charge in with these Knights of the Realm, which broke some of their foot squires, and they do a mass shatter. And so now we're going to move our army across the battlefield to assist my ally. But at this point, the dwarves kind of have this under control. The Thunderers have sniped the Silver Bullets twice, I think, or maybe the Slayers finished them off. The Thunderers also destroyed Reichsguard, the one that was over there, because the other one was sent over to try and kill me. The Iron Breakers just satchel charged the Sterling's Revenge for free, and then the Steam Tank, only thing left is being, again, focused down by the handgunners. So there's really not much left for me to do by the time I get here. The Empire just did not have enough tools, or at least did not use their tools in a way to stop the Thunderers, which was the real threat here. That and the Hammers. I mean, Hammers are always a threat. But like Karl Franz first engaged against a Longbeard over here that was pushing against their Silver Bullets, I believe. And they did rout, I think it was this one. He temporarily routed. He did a lot of damage, but then he went into his second Longbeard, and all that did was allow the Thunderers time to just focus him down. Now, I think there was also a Slayer kind of hanging around back here, so if he had landed on the Thunderers, Slayers could have pounced on him. And then again, they only had one Reichsguard as a mobile force because they decided to try and help their ally. But they just didn't have enough to take out the Thunderers. If they could take out the Thunderers, then they could have definitely just like charged with Karl Franz over and over into the Longbeards, maybe break them, maybe, I don't know. But anyway, good game to my ally there. They did not need any of my assistance. They had things well under control. So for my army, we got 23 kills on a Spearman. That's pretty good. With this many chevrons, I think they cost 559, and they are tankier than a Men-at-Arms with polearms. They don't have the like armor piercing, but I didn't want them for that. I just wanted them to hold. So I think they have like 6 additional leadership, 6 additional melee defense, or maybe 8, and then also 6 additional melee attack over a Man-at-Arms with polearms, and they cost 9 more. The veterancy system in this game is still something I haven't really delved into enough. I think I should probably do it more. So, like, in theory, because these guys even had a higher leadership, like, for 9 or 7 gold more, they are kind of a better holding force, it seems, than a standard Man-at-Arms with polearms. Obviously not an upgraded one, but for the same cost, they seem to be... Actually, you know, I'll just show you after the screen. The battle programs here, the Holy Wardens, I think, are a great addition to the infantry roster of the Bretonnians. I think they're really good, so you should probably use them a lot. And they got 100 kills here. Defenders of the Fleur-de-Lis, they did okay in the cav fight, but the Knights of the Realm did a lot of damage. The Companions of Quell nailed... Whatever. The Companions took the initial charge. They dealt a ton of damage, and these Companions, they are like... They seem like near unbreakable, really. They will just fight to the bitter end in most cases. And then, of course, Royal Pegasus Knights, kind of a standard for any Bretonnian army that I bring, because they're just so good. They're just so good. For my ally here, the Miners did great. The Longbeard line did really good. The Slayers killed a bunch of Reichsguard. Hammers killed a bunch of dudes. Thunderers were on point with sniping the key targets that they needed to. And I think in the order that they needed to, because Karl Franz wasn't really threatening them. So they took out the Silver Bullets. They took out Reichsguard. Then they took out Karl. And the Iron Breakers just killed the Sterling's Revenge. Those poor Sterling's Revenge. Speaking of the Empire, Greatsword still did pretty good. Steam Tank got 43 kills, so that's not bad, but Flagellants in an offensive army, which, I don't know, I mean, like, it could be an offensive or defensive army. You can charge with the Steam Tank, or you can just kind of sit back with the Steam Tank. The thing is, though, they don't really have enough guns to really warrant, I think, Flagellants, because, like, Flagellants are really there, again, I feel for, like, a defensive-focused army that is going to try and protect your artillery, a bunch of handgunners, that kind of thing. But for charging, like an offensive strategy, I don't know if Flagellants are really the best. Because typically in those situations, you don't really need an unbreakable unit. I mean, they still help, but in this case, they could not really do much against the heavy armor of the Longbeards. But anyway, good game to our opponents here. These guys actually kind of weakened my infantry line a little bit, so that was pretty good. But yeah, they're Knights and King Lewin. Poor King Lewin charged into my... Companions, and then just got rear charged by Royal Pegasus Knights and a Lord, so he was not long for this world. Poor guy. He tried, but I guess he's not the true king. This generic Lord is now. That's how this works, right? You kill the king, you become the king. So we'll call this dude Raymond. So Raymond now rules Bretonnia. Thanks for watching the battle, everybody. Let's just take a quick look at what I was talking about earlier. So I don't think I'm making this up. I guess we can just use one. So for 559, yeah. So you can see that their stats are, am I doing the wrong one? Yeah, there we go. Okay, I was doing it wrong. All right, so they have 8 additional melee defense, additional melee attack. I guess they technically have 1 additional damage. Oh no. These guys have 1 additional damage. Duh. And they have additional leadership. The spearmen, that is, over the men at arms. So for 9 additional gold, they are actually more durable than these guys. So if you're looking, because sometimes I use these guys just to hold the line. I'm like, you know what? They have some decent melee defense, so I'll just put them on there. Armor piercing is nice. But now I'm going to be like, well, maybe I should just use these spearmen. Because for 9 additional gold, what I was going to use on this polearm anyway, you get a unit that is most likely going to hold more. Its damage is going to be maybe lower. It does have a higher melee attack, so maybe they'll get more hits in. But of course, these guys don't have that armor piercing focus that these guys do. I guess that's the trade-off. But at the same time, they're also shielded, so they can actually take a hit from range fire if that's the case. So yeah, I don't know. I'll try and delve a little bit more into the veterancy system. It's something I usually just kind of ignore for the most part. I think a lot of us do. We're just like, well, I have like 50 gold left, so here's Spearman. You get 2 additional upgrades. You know, like that's how I treat the veterancy system in most cases. But anyway, let's get to the cinematic view, everybody. Sometimes you just need to bring a bunch of guns. Dwarven Thunderers are another unit that I don't use that often. When I do, they usually work. But it's pretty rare for me to actually use them. These Rice Guards decided to roll through the wrong part of their formation. I did not time that. I'm gonna say that. I wish I could be like, oh no, I totally timed that. I knew they were gonna run through there. No. I was doing that to try and kill some peasant bowmen and all these battle pilgrims. They just happened to run through it at the exact wrong time and kill themselves. Bretonnian knights on knights. I do not like mirror matches, but I really wanted to play as Bretonnian. And then my enemy chose Bretonnian. I was like, ah. Well, I guess we're going to do a mirror match. Yeah, like my foot squires here, they got wrecked by the field trebuchets on the way in. Knights of the Rim!
Die, Fangs! For my lady! Quick now! Run, man! For the day! Withdraw! Come on, lads! Use a silver mirror! Reflect the flame! Shepard! Righteous fury! The lady's blessing is lost! Immediately!
Without King Lewin, without their cav, these guys ran pretty quickly.
To glory! To the sweet! Look to the knights!
Oh, I see. They're healing the steam tank. Yeah. Something I still think that shouldn't be allowed in this game. The old heal spell on steam tank trick. Not a trick, it's just in the game. It doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, yeah, sure, just stand up in the saddle. Does that actually work? Is he actually standing on the saddle, or is he just kind of hovering? I think he's just kind of hovering. You know what? You deserve it, bud. You killed King Lewin. Stand up in the saddle, be proud, cheer. You did it, buddy. You did it. So thanks for watching, everyone. I will see you all in the next battle. Take care.